everyone. We are officially back. This is Movie Reviews by Dr. B and
Mrs. B.
And we are a team of, guess what? Reviewers. I'm an anthropologist and she is
an independent artist scholar.
There you go. And we are obviously two persons of color and baby boomers. And we felt like there was a need to review all types of movies, all types of streaming series. And in this review, we are actually going to review Netflix's Bridgerton, the streaming series just out a month ago, and it has skyrocketed to the top. That's right, Bridgerton, a Netflix streaming series that has skyrocketed to the top.
To the top. And renewed.
You just be patient. Be patient. That was a spoiler alert. We don't do the spoiler alerts. Be patient. Be patient.
Patience is a virtue.
Here we go. Again, this is a Netflix series, Bridgerton, and the reason why we're doing this is because it caught our attention. And let me just give a disclaimer to our review right up front. This film is rated R with scenes of nudity and romance, yet it is done in a very artistic and respectful way.
Tasteful, fine arts way.
Yeah, fine arts way. So we were very hesitant to review this movie, but again, it was very fine arts way.
A fine arts way.
There you go. Now let me give you the description of this. This is a streaming series, and a quick description of this streaming series. It's a fictitious scenario in 1813, and here's the description that Netflix provides. Daphne debuts on London's marriage market as a new gossip sheet sets high society a Twitter, and Simon, the eligible Duke of Hastings, returns to town. Mystery.
Very much so a mystery.
Yeah.
And it continues to turn and twist the plot to different heights and different types of suspense.
There you go. And we were just fascinated by the characters and that description based in 1813. And let me just we're going to go through the cast and then give you a little bit of the plot. And then we finish up with our review. So here, and let me just say this again, a streaming series. And normally we do not review streaming series, but again, it captured our imagination because the cast was multicultural, multi-ethnic, and it was just so enriching. Now the cast features, let me just say, the character Daphne was played by Phoebe Denver, and Daphne is the Bridgerton.
She is a Bridgerton.
And she is an English actress.
She's an actress from Manchester,
and
England.
She's actually the daughter of another actress and a screenwriter.
That's all in the family.
Yeah, it's all in the family. And then she did an excellent job. And then there's Simon, the character Simon, played by Reggie Jean Page.
Reggie Page.
Jean Page.
Originally from Zimbabwe.
And he's a Zimbabwe actor. And he actually, yeah. I noticed him when he looked familiar. He actually played in the 2016 remake of Roots as Chicken George.
I saw that. That was familiar. And the maturity of the actor and the man.
Yeah.
Through time.
Yeah.
Was really refreshing, and the likeness of each character. So when you go from movie to movie, and then you see somebody just rise up to different levels and heights, that was a surprise to me. I was like, wow, that is him.
Yeah, and he was very debonair, very G, very he was very sophisticated, very handsome, and he had the style. He had the look. and I said, "Hey, I gotta follow this plot line."
Yeah.
He was bringing it.
Yeah, he was bringing
And then there's Lady Danbury.
Lady Danbury. Oh, how
What did you
elegant.
think about her
Her
way
mannerisms, her gestures, her expressions,
her
and
outfits,
the nods,
her outfits.
the costumes
Yes, that's what.
alone in Bridgerton was excellent. The costume department, the seamstress, the designers, the prop masters, the staging, the embroidery,
All the scenes were. The dancing. What do you think about the dancing?
People.
Yeah.
Oh, those costumes set the stage and set the film set alive. Wow. I was looking at all the visual embroidery, all the visual details, every elegant dress or gown that was laid over of another set of gown and undergarments up underneath it was also so elegant. It shined through the film, it shined through the camera, and you can see the richness and the fabric of quality even through the various layers of dressings of the handmaids, the ladies that would dress them. Oh,
even on television?
On film, TV series,
It came across
video,
on it came across.
It comes across.
Okay.
That particular eye and that particular visuality was very important in costume design, because when you sit there and draw what you're going to first produce, and the directors and the movie directors and the film and the artists and all the cinematography, all the people come together, and when you sit down and you have those meetings, right, and you do those sketches out, and then you bring them to life in fashion and form, and then you want to see how that color looks, and what about this color, does this coordinate with all the
So
various
did her
sets?
color, her outfits matched as well as her makeup and everything. I'm just talking about Lady Danbury.
Lady Danbury, oh, wonderful. The ladies, the mother of Daphne.
Hold on.
All of those matched.
Yeah.
It's not even just really a match. It's more of a critical understanding of the complexity of colors.
Okay.
And the design.
So what do you think about Queen Charlotte? Queen Charlotte. By Golda.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Will not have
The
to
Queen.
say.
She was fantastic.
Very fantastic. Very elegant.
Very powerful.
Represented a universal look in different types of visual culture. A universal look to see and the wigs.
She
wow.
had everything. She had all different types of wigs.
Couture, English.
Huge fro.
Even an afro.
Yeah.
I was like, you are working it. And it was beautiful. Her name, that particular actress, we want to make sure we get her name as well. And that is
Golda Rosheva. Golda Rosheva. And then there's Penelope. Yeah. It's okay.
Golda
then
Rosheva.
there's
it's fine.
Then we're not going to get everything right. It's okay. This is life. It's not going to get everything right. But
and when she kissed Daphne's head to bring all the ladies to court, and she came up to her and she said,
what did she say? That was
she
it.
Kissed her on the head.
What did she say?
And her refinery. And kissed her on the head, and she kissed the top of her head and says, flawless.
There you go.
and the young lady anticipation. What am I going to get pushed out of society? What is she going to say to me? And flawless, as well as others. And she could be in her own way controlling, and that's what queens do. In terms of having everything set to the way of the legacy.
Okay, stop right there. We got to go through the characters.
And personality. Okay. She could have lightened up a bit.
Yes, but she didn't. She's a queen. She's a queen. You don't lighten up. Okay. What about Penelope Featherton? Penelope Featherton.
Okay. Now, with her character role, all the actresses.
Okay, Penelope Featherton. She was a surprise. I'm going to tell you about her in just a second. Penelope Featherton. And then there's Anthony Bridgerton. He was the older brother of Daphne. Okay, and he was played by, the actor is Jonathan Bailey. British actor. And his star is rising really fast. And then there's Marina Thompson. She was Ruby Baker, played by, Ruby Barker played Marina Thompson, and she was a surprise as well.
I was surprised. Very refreshing, very new. Came on the scene, looking very, very, from out of the farmland, the second hand of the family.
Second hand.
So they thought. And she comes out in with this wisdom from, going through hard times, and then coming there and then looking really refreshing, keeping her hair natural, which is usually not a case all the time for a period movie. Sometimes it is in terms of ethnicity and culture, but then keeping her hair and keeping her looks refreshing as possible. That was refreshing in itself.
And they didn't apologize about that. That was the greatest. They didn't apologize about anything.
They didn't
that's what I loved about
it. It is what it is, and it's perfectly okay and beautiful.
Thank you.
At the same time.
Thank you.
That's what I like.
Thank you, Mrs. B.
Oh, Dr. B.
And then there was the narrator, Lady Whistledown.
Yes.
Julie Andrews. Come on. Come on.
Julie Andrews.
Julie Andrews.
Wonderful.
Yes. Of course, when I heard her voice doing the narration, it just brought me back to my childhood. The original Mary Poppins. Sounds of Music. And here's a surprise. Yes, I still have the video, Mary Poppins 40th anniversary. When I heard Mary Poppins, oh my gosh, doing the narration. Oh my gosh. We watched it. I watched it when it actually came out in 1964. Mary Poppins. Yes. So I'm a big Julie Andrews fan, obviously, from way back. And supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, by the way.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
So there you go. That's a little side note. So again, that was the characters for the most. The creator was Chris Van Dusen, and the executive producer, one of the executive producers, Shonda Rhimes. Shonda Land. She obviously produced, you probably know her from Grey's Anatomy on ABC, as well as Scandal.
Shonda does it again.
And Shonda is a graduate of USC School of Arts, Cinematic Arts, and she brings that LA vibe to her show. She's phenomenal. California. And you could just feel if this was a Shonda Land produced show series. Yes. Now this was a 8 episodes of this series. 8 episodes. And
we saw.
So what did you think when the first couple of episodes? What did you think about the first couple of episodes?
What did I think? When I saw the first couple of episodes, I thought, oh my goodness, how the cast is so diverse and so well put together. The casting was excellent. And then how the chemistry among the actors were really good. The gestures. And I thought, this is Masterpiece Theater. That's what I thought. It's on Netflix. But the quality and the excellence is the British film, BBC, as well as the Brit Awards.
Well, but you bring that up. Hold on. You bring that up.
Stream international, and it is exactly the Masterpiece Theater of excellence that we watch. We've grown up, and I've watched the Canadian broadcasting system growing up on the border of Michigan, Windsor, and Michigan, and Canada, Michigan. And so those types of films that would come across, which are our kinds of films as well, that is the quality that Bridgerton is.
Well, thank you. And these actors and actresses actually starred in BBC series for a number of years. You just look at their bios; they are excellent, very experienced, and they came together on this series. So these are well crafted, well experienced actors and actresses through BBC and their major productions, and they have a great history of the shows that they participated in. And then let me just say right now, after the first couple of episodes, and then it went through episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the final.
Each person, each producer, as I was reading, each producer, each director, that is, they directed each Bridgerton film, given the chance to each producer and director to do different episodes. So in itself, I like seeing that, because not that it's nothing wrong with having a director do the films and direct all the way through. I like that different directors were used in different episodes to give a different perspective and a different point of view. And I think that changes the newness of how each person looks at it. I kind of didn't notice at first, but when it started to change from episode 1 and 2, you knew the difference between 3 and 4. You knew the difference by the time it got to 8. And that makes a difference because it also gives experience a chance.
There you go.
All right.
Getting back to the plot line. The plot was that this Daphne, was she going to, let me just say, hook up with the Duke of Hastings? That's what it comes down to. And they played it to the T because they really didn't get along at all. The Duke of Hastings as well as Daphne, they didn't get along, but they got along just for the sake of being in that society, just to have freedom from the obligations. So they came together, became a couple, even though they weren't interested in each other initially, but then they romantically fell in love. What did you think about that?
It's a classic romance love story where you have that angst. You don't like each other at first. You kind of don't get along, but then they come together. They're not together. There's issues. There's dad issues. There's mom issues. they eventually kind of meld together. They're wondering if they can commit. Then there's hesitancy, and then finally they choose love, and that is the classic romance with each other.
Well, let me just say, the Duke of Hastings.
I don't want to have any children.
Don't say. I'm just saying, no, just the Duke of Hastings. He was the actor who played Duke of Hastings. He played it to the T, and he was a bachelor. He was a committed bachelor.
Yes.
And yet he had to change his ways because he fell in love. But he also challenged his own history. His father. He went against his father for the sake of making a statement. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to give any more spoiler, but he did it against certain things because of his father. He came from a rich heritage, but he was going against his father.
Simon Bassett did an excellent job as Duke Hastings. From the time that they cast the child, the father against the child of the speech impediment, from the very time that strong-willed child, I can't speak now, but I will speak later. And then the brutality, and then I'm not going to get into the details, and then learning and what you have to do to keep your status, and get into to honoring and marriage and do you have a dowry, and do you have enough monies to set aside for marriage, and all those things. And it's mixed with a lot of those rising up and angst and falling and then getting back up, and that particular relationship with the father and the son, you have to see. You have to watch.
and it immerses you back into the traditions that people strongly adhere to protect their face, protect their family, even though they didn't really want to do it. It was maintaining tradition. And the gossip columnists. Now, the biggest thing was the Lady Whistledown was the gossip columnist that knew everything that was going on in high society. Lady Whistledown. And then, let me just say this. You will be surprised about who Lady Whistledown really is, and I'm not going to say anything else.
That was a shocker.
No, that was a shocker, and you got to see that. You got to see that in the final episode. My gosh, the person who knows everything that's going on in every household, you will be amazed.
You will be amazed, and we really enjoyed it also for the experience because Dr. B was in London in 2018 for study abroad, and Mrs. B, I was in London in 2019.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether we're in where it brings the richness. We were connected with that on that. But we're talking about at this point of time, about this time, the people want to know. They want to know whether we should give a thumbs up or thumbs down to this Netflix series. Drum roll, please. Come on. What do you give this Netflix series, Bridgerton, Mrs. B?
in a relaxed, elegant, and lady mode. I will say an absolute thumbs up. And after the renewal, renew it again. Thumbs up from Mrs. B.
Thumbs up.
Excellent.
From Dr. B. Let's give him thumbs
Excellent.
up. 4 thumbs. Thumbs up again. 4 thumbs up.
And kudos.
Wow. And you just, Mrs. B indicated, just announced 2 days ago that Netflix has decided to go for season number 2. And I also heard that the lead, Jonathan Bailey, will get a lot of airplay in season number 2.
He likes the Bailey name.
Jonathan Bailey will get a lot of air. That's Anthony Bridgerton, by the way. Will get a lot of airplay in season number 2. So again, we give it
all of the cast. Excellent, outstanding, superb, and I really enjoyed it. And I went through every episode. I'm the type of person that wants to go from episode to episode. And Dr. B wants to take a break in between.
I like to take a break. And then I said, let me just say, this is a romance. And, it was going through. I said, I got to take a break. I got to take a break.
Several
and then we get into and see several episodes. And then we finally saw the final, the final four episodes. Whew. It was exhausting from my perspective, but it was outstanding. I was glued to it. I was glued to it. I was glued to it. After a while.
After a while, pulled him in.
Well, thank you again, Mrs. B.
We like to have fun
into this series.
And these actors have their own rich lives and own fun lives and artistic and whimsical
so
lives.
Is this your final statement, Mrs. B, on this episode? What's your final statement on this episode?
What's my final statement?
What's your final statement on this movie review? Any take home?
Superb. Watch Bridgerton. Watch the full series. You can watch it during weekends. So you'll take 2, and then the next weekend or on movie night, or you do it, through different time periods. Get some popcorn. Get some favorite snacks, healthy snacks, and I would say a superb cast. I would say each actor and actress voice holds their own, and their individual voices do come together in the script as a very excellent way of coming across the screen to the audiences. And in a time where audiences lack because of the pandemic and COVID, because we do have to mention that to support the arts, that you want to go ahead and stream those films as well. What is those? Films that are in a genre and a class by itself. That excellence. You do want to watch these types of films, and the films are about, learning about time and history through period of time, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And so when I say those or these types of films, I mean those types of films are excellent, bar none, superb. And all the cast and the producers and all the location managers, the set props, the first and second assistants, all that work, all the cast, they did an excellent job. Support the films.
Thank you, Mrs. B. Obviously, 2 thumbs up, even more. So I am Dr. B. She is
Mrs. B.
We out.